5 one-goal matches. And that was the thing about Mississippi State last year. They had some injuries early in the season. And so, hey, a lot of excitement coming into this 2018 season for Tom Anagnos, who's now in his second year.
And we're underway. The 2018 season has begun for both the Bulldogs and the Golden Eagles here on a muggy Thursday evening in Starkville. Rain moved through the area earlier today, but we think it's all moved out and we should have clear skies, or at least no rain in the area for the remainder of the night. First touch for the Bulldogs, and perhaps an early opportunity and a nice save already as Midnich gets tested early by the Bulldogs.
Well, and I think you'll see Mississippi State do that early as you see the shot to the near post. And a nice diving save right there. You know, Southern Miss, the last two matches these two teams have played, have really played keep away from the Bulldogs, and that's one thing State wants to do. They want to take advantage of any opportunity given them, especially early in the match.
That shot was taken by one of the many freshmen on this MSU squad this year. That was McGillivray. The Bulldogs actually lead the SEC with 14 freshmen, 16 newcomers in total, as part of this year's 28-person roster.
And there you see Malbranch. Kristen Malbranch, a sophomore, had a lot of newcomers last year, so it's almost been a complete turnover of a team over the last 2 years. And so you'll hear some new names that you didn't see last year on this team. Boy, Tom Anagnos, what a job he did last year here in Starkville, just kind of changed the culture a little bit. This was a team that was blue-collar. They played hard defensively, and they really got after you defensively. And they really forced some teams, played some overtime matches, really took South Carolina to the wire last year. But as we said, lost 5 matches. The 5 matches they lost were by 1 goal, and they tied 4.
And they missed the SEC tournament by 1 point, and perhaps also missed out on a chance at an at-large berth in the NC2As also by 1 point. Ended up in a 3-way tie for the last and final spots in the SEC tourney, and via a 3-way tiebreaker, Missouri got the last shot, or last bid rather, and the Bulldogs were left outside wondering what if after last year's successful year 1 under the Tom Anagnos leadership. And already just a few minutes in, first corner kick of the match for the Bulldogs.
You know, the thing for Mississippi State this season is trying to find someone up front, up top, to score goals. You had Mallory Eubanks over the past couple of years who had a lot of athleticism, now gone. And so now you're trying to find that piece to the puzzle, that goal scorer. Waldner could be that piece. And as we talked about just a moment ago, you know, you've got the distributor in the middle in Brooke McKee.
In the corner from Carrasco, headed in and in the back of the net. The Bulldogs knock it around 2 and 3 times, and third time's a charm. The header and a goal in the first 5 minutes for Mississippi State.
And there's Michaela Waldner. We talked about her. She led the team in goals last season. Just popping around like a pinball, and Waldner able to put it through. Take a look at this. Up in the air. Defensively, you just got to get a body on it. What a great job by Malden to keep it alive. Got it right to Waldner. And State has the early lead.
A goal off a set piece. The first corner kick of the match, and an early 1-0 lead for the Bulldogs. And we saw last season, Bart, when Mississippi State was successful, they got leads early in matches like the one they have tonight.
But that goes back to being so good and so confident in what you can do defensively. Now, let's be honest. Last year in goal, Mississippi State had one of the best keepers in the country. Catalina Perez, third-team All-American. You know, Riley DeCrane, fifth-year senior, so you got someone with a lot of experience in goal. So you had that safety blanket back in goal last season. DeCrane, they're looking to her to be successful again this year to kind of shore up that defense.
DeCrane has an interesting story. You mentioned fifth-year senior. Did not redshirt, though, her freshman year. Redshirted later in her collegiate career. Actually played her true freshman season back in 2014. It's not very often you see in college soccer the career stats for a player, and you see 2014 and 2018 next to one another in the media guide.
This is the 5th year of the SEC Network. I remember the first night we were here doing SEC Plus broadcast, and there you saw it.
The crane was there.
Riley the Crane.
She's been around the whole time. A Michaela Waldner header off of a Carly Malden assist, off of a corner kick set piece, and a throw in. And the Bulldogs again trying to get the header and just miss an opportunity as the shot goes left of the post.
Well, right now, Muhammad Alzair in his 6th season at Southern Miss, he's not liking the way his defenders are bodying up right now, because Mississippi State, they were just a slight miss away from Carly Malden having a 2-0 lead early in this match, 5 minutes deep.
Off a very useful throw-in, flip style from Haley Zerbel. And another opportunity early for the Bulldogs, trying to get something going on, is the newcomer McGillivary. You see number 99.
And you saw McGillivary right there. I mean, the thing about her, she's very athletic, but she's under control and able to slip past the defender, being in control. And that's a freshman who doesn't let the game get too speedy for her. She really settles in, and that's one of the things this coaching staff really likes about her.
A set piece for the Bulldogs. This time USM defends it better. Southern Miss early on just sort of knocked back on their heels. They got to regroup. Lots of soccer left to play here in the first half. USM, a team that got off to a good start last year and then really struggled in conference play once CUSA play began. Did not win a single conference match last season. Looking to rebound here in 2018. Waldner up the right side. Gets by the first defender, but the second line defense is there. But USM unable to clear it. Malden goes high and over the bar. And it'll be Golden Eagle possession.
Yeah, Southern Miss last year was 7-2 in non-conference and winless in 10 matches in conference play. They went 0-7-3, so they tied 3 matches last year. You had some chances, had difficulty stopping other teams defensively, and just really had everything snowball on them late in the season. Their last win was in September last year when they beat Jackson State, and so they went the entire second half of the season. So what does that mean? Well, all of a sudden you come out to start 2018, and you're on the road at an in-state non-conference rival, and all of a sudden, bam, you're down 1-0. And so you have to keep that mentality of not, you can't say, here we go again, because you've got a long, long way to go.
On the pitch right now for the Golden Eagles, you have as the defenders Shepard and Akini, who we talked about in the open. The midfielders are Caraccio, Durham, and Ramos. You have Garcia as the lone forward. It's a lot of midfielders in the starting lineup for USM. Then you also have as defenders Stennis and Pierce, and Hotmeyer as the last midfielder, and Midnich, the keeper. And Bart, great point about what happened to USM last season. When you start off playing well and you win some close matches, you blow out some opponents in non-conference, and all of a sudden you don't catch any breaks at all in conference season, and then you fall behind early in the first 5 minutes here. It's easy for that doubt to creep into the back of your mind as you see Tom Anagnost briefly on your screen, the second-year head coach of the Bulldogs.
And hey, it's easy to say from a mental standpoint, we're going to be mentally tough. We're going to work hard. Everybody works hard. But the reality of it, when you're dealing with 18 to 22-year-old athletes, is sometimes when the pendulum swings, it's hard to swing it back the other way.
Once again, on the attack, the Bulldogs with Zakira McGillivray out of Brooklyn, New York. Trying to create an opportunity. McGillivray, I'll be honest, was not expecting McGillivray to be this active this early in her first home match of her college career.
Well, first match of the year, everybody's excited. Man, just think back to playing sports, and this time of year, you've been practicing all season long. You had the weights throughout the spring and then the summer, and you're finally getting in classes in the next couple of weeks. But that first match, when it means something, and of course these teams played exhibitions, but that first one when you know the record's going to count, you have a few more butterflies. You probably play a little bit faster than you normally do. And so, yeah, this is that fun time. That opening night of soccer or any sport is what makes it fun in college athletics.
McGillivray again on the attack. And Midnich has to come out to deflect that one away from the net. Boy, McGillivray is surrounded by 4 white jerseys, and Midnich had to get really aggressive there to stop that shot on goal. Just 10 minutes in, Mississippi State has controlled the first 10 minutes of this match. And a goal kick for Midnich is over the head of all the Golden Eagles, right back to McGillivray. McGillivray up that left side, nice move, shot on goal, a little too high. Had the right idea, Bart, and just sailed it a couple of feet too high.
Man, how active has she been in the first 12 minutes tonight? And you said it just a moment ago, but watch this move, going right, then coming back left, right past the defender, got the open look and just sailed it high, trying to hit that high 90, the short post. Well, Mississippi State has had some opportunities here early. Kept talking about this team having a little bit more firepower in their attack this season.
And they want to be aggressive, and we're seeing that here in the first half. Malden trying to head one back in. She had the assist earlier on State's first goal. At that time, right into the mitt of the USM keeper, Kendall Midnich from California. McGillivray up the left side and Waldner up the right side. That could prove to be a very potent twosome for the Bulldogs this year. MSU trying to find Waldner, but left a little too far behind her that time, did Hernandez. Olivia Hernandez getting a start for the Bulldogs. Missed much, essentially all of last year. Only played 1 game last year. Missed the rest of the season with an injury. Would have played a lot of minutes last year. I know Tom and Nagnist and the MSU staff excited to have Olivia Hernandez and Gabriela Coleman back this year healthy for the first time in 12 months. Now Southern Miss trying to get their first real attack of the match going, and that one is snuffed out by the Bulldogs. You see Hernandez, a redshirt sophomore, began her career in her home state, almost her hometown. Started her career at Arizona State and transferred in a year ago, and then had the injury early in the season and is looking to have a big 2018 campaign.
Well, it's a different kind of heat in Arizona than it is in Starkville, Mississippi right
yes,
now.
It is.
As you talked about, had the weather come through earlier today. It is a hot and humid night. You don't have a whole lot of humidity in Phoenix, Arizona. Right now, it feels like you could cut the air a little bit because it is very humid here on this opening night.
And no AC in the press box.
Well, people don't care about that. People don't care about that. They don't care about our comfort level.
Nor should they. I'm just saying we feel the players' pain tonight.
We feel that humidity.
Yes. All 100% of it. Almost 15 minutes in. So far, the match controlled by the home team, as the Bulldogs got a goal in the first 4 minutes off a corner kick, a header from Michaela Waldner. No surprise that Waldner, who led the team last year in goal scored, scores the first goal of the season here in 2018.
Well, look how quick Mississippi State got some spacing. Didn't bunch anything together. As soon as the throw-in happened, able to get spacing, and they've had good spacing here early. Southern Miss has really been on their heels defensively because of that.
Along that back line for MSU, on the right side of that back line, Malbranch and Miranda Carrasco. Carrasco, one of the freshmen, 5'3" newcomer out of Cypress, Texas.
Boy, good defense right there. Garcia just took it away.
USM, I know it's early on, but USM, you get the feeling if they want scoring opportunities, it has to come on those sudden change moments. And they're able to get a pass picked off and then catch Mississippi State in transition.
Oh, look at the ball skills there.
Nice one-on-one movement off the mitt of DeCrane. USM was trying to get a rebound. Akini in the right spot, but DeCrane deflected it just enough to get the save.
Yeah, but Mia Swaswa, she made it all happen right there. Coming up the left side, got it in the penalty area, kind of broke Mississippi State down. That's the first time we've seen that tonight, so look and see if they go right back to that with Swaswa, because she really penetrated through that back line pretty well.
Malden now has it for the Bulldogs, trying to leave it up ahead for Zerbel. Zerbel, nice crossing pass, and Minden tried to get up there and grab it out of the air before the Bulldogs could attempt to punch it in.
And she almost got a little bit too complacent. She didn't go up and get it at its peak, and she let it come back down shoulder length, and Mississippi State almost had another header to take a 2-0 lead.
.28 minutes left in the first half. Two shots on goal here in the first 20 minutes for MSU. No shots on goal yet officially for USM.
Yeah, go back to that last dribble sequence by Swaswa. Sometimes coming in, you have in your mind how a team is going to be. Boy, all of a sudden they've got to race to it. You have in your mind a team's going to be aggressive, a team's going to be physical defensively. Almost again, my goodness.
USM having a hard time keeping control of the back of the soccer ball. As you mentioned, Mindich getting a little complacent earlier. That one was almost a disaster for the Golden Eagles.
Sometimes you think that you're playing somebody tough, and all of a sudden you got to fight through that scouting report and realize, hey, maybe I've got an opportunity. And there you see in his 6th season at Southern Miss, Muhammad Alzair. Had a lot of success early in the career, had a tough year last year, but sometimes when you think that someone's going to be tough and play with a lot of toughness, you're a little bit skittish early on. And then you saw Swaswa just more or less attack and say, I'm going to take it in. Sometimes it takes things like that to break the ice a little bit from a mental standpoint.
Someone's got to step up and make something happen. There's a Keeney along the far side. I've not called her name much here in the opening 20 minutes. That ball sails well left of the goal. Over the line will be played by the Bulldogs. A goal kick for DeCrane. Southern Miss with Swaswa again trying to create something. That time the ball was left a little too far in front of Swaswa, who last year, 5 assists, one of the best assist totals on the team. Couple of goals, almost 60 total shots attempted a year ago. Swaswa out of Dallas, Texas. A lot of Texans on both rosters in this matchup tonight. Exactly 20 minutes in, 1-0, Bulldogs on top. Opening match of the 2018 season for both teams. You're on opening weekend of SEC soccer. One thing that I'm sure everyone tuning in will notice quickly is that everybody in the league playing on Thursdays and not Fridays.
How about that?
This year.
I mean, that's really the storyline right now in the SEC. And Friday, Sunday is what it's been in the past. And you don't have any situations where you play a Friday, then you come back and play Sunday. You may have a Friday match here or there.
Right.
I think Mississippi State has a couple, but they don't follow that up with a Sunday. So Thursday, Sunday, those are the back-to-back. And I tell you what, that's when you talk to league coaches, that was the thing. It was almost like it was 2 schedules. Who do you get on Friday night, then who do you get on Sunday, and who do you follow up who with? And I know you have that difficulties in every sport, but I tell you what, when you're running around in the Southeast in temperatures and humidity, and we talked about the air you can cut with a knife, and you try to come back 48 hours later or less than 48 hours later, it's tough.
Very tough, and that's the coaches overwhelmingly voted in favor of that change, so that they would have more than just 24 hours to get their team rested before the next match. A couple of subs for MSU. Coleman in, Hernandez out, and also Blanchard in, and McKee is out. So Brooke McKee gets her first rest. We haven't called her name much early on in the match. She was the Bulldog senior we highlighted in the opening. And getting her first action of the season, Gabriela Coleman. We mentioned last year was going to be one of a couple of newcomers to play a lot of minutes, then suffered an injury and couldn't play much last year after the first couple of matches. And along with Hernandez, Coleman expected to be a key contributor this year for Mississippi State. And early on, it looks as if the Bulldogs will have number 4, Zerbel, handle all the throw-in duties. And it's been a while since I've seen a player who consistently handles the flip throw-in, but Zerbel appears to be that kind of player. The flip appears to be her style. A 50-50 ball near midfield, won by the Bulldogs. Golden Eagle player is down. Running up the sideline is Blanchard. Blanchard trying to attempt a crossing pass to Waldner. Waldner has the ball deflected. Coleman trying to head it, misses it. Waldner shaking up just a bit. And all of a sudden, a little physicality showcased by both sides on that last sequence. There's Coleman again, and she sails one high and wide.
Well, aggressive with a shot from the left side. Coleman, as you talked about, somebody everybody's excited about here in Starkville. But I'll tell you what, Southern Miss has done a nice job. They've adjusted well over the last few moments, and a few attacks by Mississippi State. And communication a lot better on that back line for the Golden Eagles, and you can see they were a little bit skittish coming out of the gate tonight in that season opener. Didn't really have a whole lot of confidence, but they're playing a lot better right now on that back line defensively.
They've only allowed one MSU shot on goal since that opening goal was scored 4 minutes in. And that's the first half of the battle for USM, is get things under control. Then you can start planning your attack on how to get this match equalized. Almost 25 minutes in. And there's Zerbal again. Got a lot of air under that one. Headed and punched away by Midnich. This should result in another corner for the Bulldogs.
Well, good job by Midnich. Well, you see her shrug her shoulders just a little bit after knocking that ball free, and everything broke down in front of her that time.
Zerbal has the ball knocked away. Nice defense by USM. And the ball goes over the line, and USM will get possession. And that time on the corner from the near side, Mississippi State tried to catch USM napping a bit. Carrasco, instead of sending one in towards the net, just tapped it in and let Zerbal go one-on-one, and USM had it defended well. Right now the Bulldogs have McGillivray, McKee, actually it's McGillivray, Blanchard, Malden, DeCrane, Zerbal, Ward, Carrasco, Robichaux, Malbranch, and Coleman on the pitch. USM trying to desperately clear the ball, and they do. As the clock ticks under 19 minutes left, first half.
Yeah, we keep talking about how aggressive Mississippi State has been. About Southern Miss, having those communication errors early on. But the only goal coming in a set piece, a corner kick in the 4th minute.
Good point, Bart. We haven't seen a goal scored in the flow of the game yet. Really not even a legitimate shot on goal yet in the flow of the game for either side.
Midnich has credit with 2 saves. 3 shots on goal for State, but had a couple of opportunities early, and that was it. And now you have another throw-in in the attacking third.
The freshman Zerbal getting a workout here early on these throw-ins. That's a really nice throw-in. Got it almost inside the box. Now we have a whistle and a play stoppage.
Well, the Zerbal made that whole play happen right there. That was just kind of wanting it more than anybody else. You saw her headed away. You see number 20, Swaswa, Mia Swaswa, very good on the attack early on in the match. And now State with a free kick just outside the penalty area.
A set piece opportunity here for the Bulldogs. Less than 17 minutes to go, first half. Number 10, Abrams, will check in for USM. The Bulldogs trying to get it right in front of the net for a little deflection, and instead miss everything. There you see Abrams coming in for USM. Abrams, a senior out of Pace, Florida. She comes in replacing Hotmeyer. And for the Bulldogs, the freshman Zerbal gets a rest. She comes off the pitch. And yet another Bulldog corner kick will take place. This one coming in from the far side. And State simply plays it in, trying to get a one-on-one opportunity, and not much of a chance there.
Yeah, just overshot everybody. And there you see Carrasco, Miranda Carrasco, freshman from Cypress, Texas. One of those 16 newcomers here in 2018.
It's an interesting mix that State has in terms of veterans and newcomers. A ton of newcomers, as you just pointed out, but also 4 of the top 5 players last year in terms of points, assists, goals scored are all back from last year.
And hey, if you're going to play a lot of freshmen, that's what you want. You want some veterans around to show the ropes, especially when you get to league play.
The Bulldogs take one away. A.K. Ward leaves it, and there is goal number 2 for Mississippi State. Gabriela Coleman with a header, and the Bulldogs are on top 2-0.
Well, that was almost a slow motion the way it's set up. It was set up perfectly as you saw Coleman coming right down the middle of the field. But watch this cross. What a great pass by A.K. Ward. And Coleman pretty much had that easy empty net. Of course, he took it to the near post. And a 2-0 lead here in the first half of the 30th minute.
Coleman, welcome back to action. Missed almost the entire season a year ago and scores a goal in her first match back here in 2018, and it's been all. Well, hold on, they may have called. Did they call offsides? Or they just not put the score up yet?
They just haven't put the score up yet.
Okay, all right. They're faking me out. 2-0, Bulldogs on top and in control here in the first half. And here's Coleman again, looking for more. Has the ball deflected. Coleman did score a goal, the lone goal in State's exhibition victory over Marquette last week, and follows that up with her first regular season goal of 2018.
Yeah, Mississippi State went up to the Upper Midwest. They played Marquette, played Wisconsin, and lost an exhibition against Wisconsin 2-0. Tom and Agnes was not happy at all. You talk about a tale of 2 matches, almost again. Well, State's flooding the zone right now, right in front of the goal. You saw Michaela Waldner looking for her second goal of the night.
A nice entry pass, and you're right, Waldner just inches away from having goal number 2 of the first half. And State almost on top 3-0 as McGillivray gets the breather.
But going back against Wisconsin, Tom and Agnes was not happy at all. He says, hey, we did not play well. It's kind of good to get that out of your system, that first match. And they came back a couple of days later, played Marquette 1-1-0. Gave you a good taste in the mouth. And so now opening up the regular season, kind of feeling good about where you are after that 1-0 win at Marquette.
Off the deflection, USM gets there first, tries to clear it, but they can't clear it totally. We've seen much of this first half played over here to our right, the attacking end for the Bulldogs. Coleman wins the one-on-one battle. Waldner, nice save by Mignich, but on the rebound, Southern Miss gets there first and clears it.
Well, take another look. The shot, great save, just couldn't corral it. You can't leave balls laying on the ground with players like Waldner around, and now a goal kick.
You saw trying to get there in the maroon jersey with number 3. Another one of those Bulldog newcomers, Andrea Tyrell. true freshman, 5'5" forward from North York, Ontario, north of the border. So a lot of freshmen on the pitch tonight here in the first half for Mississippi State. Although a couple of veterans in Waldner and Coleman have been the ones to score the goals, and a veteran in Malden with the assist. And now Southern Miss trying to get something good to happen before the first half comes to a close.
Haven't had any scoring chances, had just the one. Didn't get a shot on goal, but have really played a majority of this first half on their heels. Mississippi State took that early 1-0 lead in the 4th minute. Kept looking early on like they would add to it quickly, but took them a while to get that second goal, and it came in the 30th minute.
In the sport of soccer, what a huge difference it is being up or down 1 goal versus 2 goals. Changes the complexion of the entire match.